y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Y'all know what it is. We are here to talk the finale of All's Fair on a different night. But this is the last one, so let's wrap it up in a timely way. But I hope everyone is doing well and amazing on this Thursday. Tyra, how are you? Tony Braxton, living legend. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you ready to get into it?
I am. I wasn't like completely mad at these episodes, so I'm definitely ready to get into it. Ashley, are you muted? Ashley, are you muted over there? I
I
swear.
might be.
It looked real passionate, whatever it was.
Okay. The roar is back though.
Is it?
Yeah.
If it's me,
No,
girl.
but I was just saying. Ooh, yeah. It's hello. Hello. Okay. No, it's still there. I'm roaring. Okay, I think that might be better. But no, serene to valid. I see you say this is the worst, dumbest finale ever. I actually thought this was the best episode of the season. I was not mad at the finale either. I actually liked the finale. Episode 8 was trash to me. But the last episode, I said this I feel like is the spirit of the show and the intention. This was full camp, but it made sense to the story for me. But we will get into all of the things. We're not going to belabor the point, but Tyra, starting right here, okay? I want to know from you overall thoughts on both episodes 8 and episodes 9 since we had a doubleheader.
I mean, episode 8 was somebody's soft core fantasy. I didn't necessarily need that. Episode 8 felt the most Ryan Murphy, if you will. Shock value, a whole lot of sex, a little raunchiness. That was just really there to get us all of a sudden into Carr. We've been into Carr, she's been present, but they really focused on her a whole lot. And I feel like we made even more bounds than we did in the other episodes that featured her relationship with her daughter. But the actual like finishing episodes, it felt so disjointed. I felt like someone wrote the Nisi episode and wrote these two episodes, and maybe somebody else had a hand in everything else in front of that and in between. It just felt really disjointed. This wasn't like the most brilliant thing I've ever seen in my life, but it had consistency. I was interested. The acting didn't seem so bad, especially for Kim. It just feels like it was flowing and it was cooking a bit better than what we got before. And it's like if this is where we were going to end up, I wish that we focused a whole lot more on Carr, Allura, and especially Dena. And we maybe didn't need those damn cases in between. I don't think that was completely necessary. But I wasn't mad at it. It just was a disappointment that the little bit of consistency here, they couldn't manage to do that for the entire season.
That part. Now, I just went online. Everywhere it was saying that there was going to be 9 episodes in this season. I just looked and there's one on December 23rd. I hate it here. I can't be held responsible to come back and talk about a 10th episode, Christian, but you are alas correct. I looked at Forbes release schedule and they say December. That wasn't always there. It said 9. I was really convinced that this was our finale. But I echo the sentiment, Tyra. When I say best episode of the season, I don't mean the best episode of TV. I mean the best of what we've been presented with and what I think that the intention or what like would be on brand for this type of show, right? Murder, mystery, mayhem, like we're doing all of the things. But as far as how it connects with the rest of the season, that's another story. Continuity, I think they had different writers. I think they had different directors for a lot of these episodes, which probably accounts for that. But again, I'm not taking this too seriously, honestly, y'all. I can't take All's Fair too seriously, but let's get into it. I don't have too much for episode 8. I literally hated episode 8. I felt like this was a disrespectful waste of time. I think that Ryan Murphy needs to deal with his issues with the Lord or who his Lord is, because the way that he can't avoid it in any show that he ever does. There's going to be some sacrilegious, blasphemous moment that he just has to put out there. And in this instance, it was, oh Jesus. Tyra, talk to me about episode 8 in general, and what were your thoughts just about all of this?
Uh, soft core aside, and thank you guys so much for all the hair love in the chat. I see y'all. See y'all. Um, all of that schmecks aside, I like the time that we spent with Carr. She felt like a normal person. This was the least we got all those clapbacks that they love to soundbite so much. She was just depraved, but there seemed like there was promise and a motivation to be so. It felt like her veil was lifting a little bit, kind of like what we got in that car centered episode, of course. But it's like we are. I mean, I wish it could have been someone else, but the fact that it was all about, Jesus and, rubbing one out to Jesus because Chase reminds me of Jesus, so I'm going to go after that. I like the fine line of, is this just something that you're coding because Allura had him, or do you actually like him? It felt like she actually did, and maybe it has the potential to go somewhere. And even with Chase, it felt like they were trying to give him a little room to breathe as a character. It's just things are just making sense. Now, of course, we had to go all off into somebody's 80s raunchy corn collection. I was like, what? Ryan, get us out of here. Get us out of here. It got really, really funny in that way. And even with the Schmecks, they seem to have more chemistry and steam heat as far as, their interaction than we got with him and Allura. And it really lends itself well to the narrative that Allura is supposed to be, uptight, stiff, and she's fun, and she's, if she's not being rigid, she's being controlling. And how he could, it's like, what could anybody possibly see in Carr and like them? And you can kind of see what it could be. But all the schmecks, I didn't necessarily need that, or her trying to rub one out to the big one upstairs.
Yeah, I hated it. And if I can be honest, once that happened, I was completely turned off. So we got maybe 4 or 5 slides for episode 8 because I don't have it to do. I'm not going over there with Ryan. But as we open up the the Lloyd Walton heat turns up. So we know that this has been the underlying issue ever since Emerald's assault. Who done it, right? And we've been investigating that and going back and forth with all of the things. And now we're tightening up. We're looking at Liberty now. We're looking at Emerald. Detective Morrow comes in with all kinds of allegations, and Dena comes in and sets the record straight. Until you got a warrant, and this special kind of warrant, don't come back here. Leave us alone. Go mind somebody else's business because we don't have anything to do for you. Tyra, as an opener to this episode, where are we at with the investigation? And who, honestly, do you feel at this point did this to Walton? Have we even met that person?
I think if this entire plan is supposed to be working in motion, you can't tell me Carr didn't have a hand in this. I don't underestimate her as far as how far she's willing to go and what she's willing to do to get her payback and her revenge. Because all of that, I think that was episode 8 where we got her sitting there with the dad and that tangent she went on about revenge and what it meant to her and what she was going to do. It felt like Pinky and the Brain and some mastermind stuff. And even the therapy session that she had with the therapist, like, girl, what's wrong with you? This feels like this wouldn't, thank you, Dane. This feels like this wouldn't be like out of her domain, so I don't put it past that. It's the lawyers being dumb for me that I hate about these situations. I think the basics of just law in general, don't say too much of anything without your lawyer present. Don't incriminate yourself. Don't offer up any evidence unwillingly. Just, wait. They're just always in here just flying off the cuff, incriminating themselves and offering up this information that they don't have to. And it's like, why? Y'all know the law. And then you have to have Dena come in there, say no more, stop right there. It's like, well, we were just, nope, don't say, we've had this with Allura. They just seem like idiots. They seem like such idiots. But the passion here where it's like, well, yeah, we were kind of giving you the side eye before with him just being shot, but he got, real bad down there in the nether region. Somebody destroyed his private area. Like this is some motive and some intent and some revenge. I would like for it to be someone else to keep it interesting, but it feels like they took these 2 episodes to really zero in on Carr.
Yeah, they did. At this point, I don't know what's going to happen with this, and I'm really trying to find it to care about who done it. Dane, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Whoa, Tyra with the knee along. He likes it, Tyra. Thank you, Dane, for the super chat.
Yeah, I
Even
think we wanted to see like her sons. Like, I thought, I'm like, are we gonna see the sons again? Are we gonna like bring just keep it really interesting? I don't know if I'm satisfied with the case as far as Niecy's character is concerned.
I'm not either because I don't think we've gotten justice and I don't think she's really dealt with it. Like we haven't gotten to really see her and how she's been moving other than going back into mama mode with every single person that she interacts with. But now Dena says, listen, a lot's been going on. We need to go. Let's charter this private jet, honey, or private plane, excuse me, because that was like a 757. That was a big old plane because we had massages and all the things going on. And we're going to go to Paris Fashion Week. And baby, the looks were looking. Kim looked amazing. And I know people don't do real fur and chinchilla and all that, but my good sis looked amazing. And so we go to the Paris Week fashion show, and then we have to have this partner conversation because we need another person at the firm. We're going to make Dena a kind of a silent partner at her behest, but also we need to be interviewing some other potentiality. We might get Miss Toussaint over here to come in here. Carr is a valid option according to Dena. And, you know, we have some other prospects that we can line up. But now we're kind of getting in the talks of getting things cemented, getting things established at the firm, and also taking a moment to ourselves. Again, these ladies looked amazing at the show. This red delivers. Whoever the stylist was is giving all of the looks, and I'm absolutely here for it. All of these ladies looked great again, but we're kind of back down to beautiful gowns. They haven't put in enough work for me, Tyra, to need a vacation or a break. But what say you? What did you think of this?
Not at all. I said, what the hell y'all need a break from? Well, what have y'all done? Like, we deserve a vacation. We're going to passion. We're going to fly. Like, what's the use of having a private jet if you can't use it? I was like, what have you done? You haven't done anything. This felt very opulent in Sex in the City. I said, all right, Carrie Bradshaw and the girls, go on down and, have and take your little break. I did not like that Niecy was giving Sunday's best. I did not like green eggs and ham. I didn't like it. But everybody else, it looked really great. And I love that this show resides in a space of fashion and opulence and all of this like dressing, but we still need something else to follow. And they just haven't given us much. This felt, very Sex in the City. I appreciated it. The partner conversation, all of this blah blah that they were pouring into Dena, and oh, we couldn't breathe unless you were here. We need you to be down, girl, like Brandy. We need you. We're trying to put your name on the front of the building, and it's just like, really, we couldn't have been trying to do any of that if I'm just saying we'll get there when we get there. But I was like, are we in LA? You mean to tell me there are no other possible lawyers that could stand beside you that you would want outside of the handful that we've encountered throughout the season? Why? Who? I don't know. I was hoping because this is the end, maybe we would get like a surprise character, and it's just like, ooh, I didn't know this person's gonna be here. All right, come on. And it was just like Carr. I was like, Carr? Just Carr. All right. But it was fine. Beautiful gowns, like you said.
Absolutely. Beautiful gowns. Thank you, TP. I like just another sad love song wrecking his brain, Tyra. You heard him. I said living legend Tony Braxton, the icon, the legend, the moment. Now we're over here because we know that Allura talked to her bestie and was like, I want him. I gotta have him. I need him. And so we get into it. And not only do we get into it at the gym, we get into it in the office. And we're playing cops and robbers, honey. We're playing Nurse Ratched and fireman, Fire Marshal Bill. All right. Comes in Tyra. And again, enough is enough, damn it. Because the way I was just so disgusted. Yeah, I know how to get there fast. Yeah, how about the back door? Huh? What are you saying? Okay, I'll let you do it. Oh, yes, Allura. And then it breaks the mood. And we really kind of see Carr's face crack because I thought I was just playing with him. I thought he was just a Smex toy. But now, do I really want more with Chase? Tyra, talk to me about this scene. Talk to me about Nurse Ratched and Fire Marshal Bill.
Not Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something. This was fun. This was, like I said, this was very Ryan. I just love that Sarah is always up for the shenanigans. This is nothing that she won't do. Very reminiscent of her character in Nurse Ratched. And I like them together. I actually like them together. When we have her vocalizing, yeah, maybe because Allura just wasn't the one. Maybe, of course, she's being really frivolous with his addiction because it is clearly a sex addiction. And it's like, well, I'm just yet another person in line, ready to use you for your body and your anatomy and your sex and all of this stuff. And it's just like, no, absolutely not. You want more than that, girl. You could get that from anywhere. Let you tell it. You could be with anybody. But the fact that she's been lusting and waiting, and to even get here and found out you lied, you was sitting there on that table. He was in my mouth, in my, your man, your husband. I had him before and after. Like this is a crazy person. But to get here, it's just like, you know what? She might be your speed. She might be your speed. I appreciated that we got to, well, yeah, this is frivolous, F sex addicts and not whatever. But yeah, you need to get to the why. And she, was vulnerable and sharing about, her situation and whatnot. And it was kind of bonding. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm not mad at them being together. It's cooking more for me than it was ever cooking with Allura, honestly. Um, I wanted her to say like what all she wanted right then, but maybe that's something they're saving for the next season. But the fact that we're all sharing this same little piece of man in this circle is absolutely disturbing. And I need somebody to, who is head of HR? I know she said the people in the office signed an NDA. I need somebody to be called. They stay having their way in public relations. Like, I didn't sign up for this. I came here to come to work. But this was that, who we already know as far as what Tiana said, what he's open to and willing to do. So when he asked her to go in that back door, child, wasn't nobody surprised except for her. Like, no, you big and bad. Let him go in that back door.
They just lost me. Dane, thank you so much again for the $2 super chat. All's fair versus the practice. Who's winning? There's no competition. Like, did you watch the practice? The practice was cooking. It was gritty. It was raw. It's apples and oranges, Tyra.
He's just being messy. They just be wanting to put something in the super chat. You know the lies you tell. Don't even put that next to the same show. Just absolutely not.
Hey sis, what's going on, Candy Love? Hope you're having an amazing day. Not you were clutching your pearls these last 2 episodes. It was stuff going on. A doppelganger, Tyra, and an interview. Because listen, you want to call me Allura? Let me show you Allura. I could be Allura, and let me get under her skin and rattle her too. This is the moment we meet our client for the episode, Michael Blackson, honey. He is an ambassador to Ghana or something like that, and wants custody with his little wife. Whatever. This was a mess, girl, because why would you do this? Why would you do this? This is an interview for a firm that you want to be a part of. You wouldn't think that you would antagonize one of said partners to get on here, but she showed her prowess as an attorney, baby. I got all the conversation. Oh, you didn't think nobody was listening to that little radio show in Ghana? Well, I was, damn it. I got it. And so you're going to give 50-50 custody, whatever the situation was with the wife. Again, just a display for shock and awe. Again, Sarah, why did you do this? Why did you let Ryan do this? It was funny though. I can't lie. I was like, okay, Sarah, this is a look. This is a choice. I don't know how Miranda will feel. Tyra, talk to me about a doppelganger and an interview.
The way Carr said, yeah, this is gonna be my Halloween costume for when I dress up as a whore lawyer. Sit out in that chair. I was not mad at this. You letting this cuckoo through the door? I just didn't understand. After everything that they've been through, Carr has been nothing but herself. Why would you ever consider letting her through the door? They just seem like fools to even consider her as an option. Interview or not, I don't care how capable she is. I wouldn't give a damn what Dena said. I would never have her here. It's just, so when she came in here and played in their face, because how dare your man call out your name when he's in me? Oh, I can give you Allura. I was like, oh my goodness, this was this was funny. I didn't like how they dumbed the little bit of lawyering down that we've seen from the girls, just so that Carr could upstage them here and show her worth. Like, I was like, well, normally Emerald, if not anybody else, then we checking all boxes on all home fronts. It's just like, oh, Carr found something that we didn't. So now y'all got Michael Blackson here acting like a normal human being. All right. Okay, Michael. This was just to show her worth, but if anybody had any common sense, she just wouldn't be an option. And if anything caters to Dena's slipping mental state, this should be it. It just out of all of the like, oh, she's one of the girls, and if they hadn't left me behind my whole like no, this is who you were always going to be
Mhm.
regardless. The way that she takes no accountability for who she is in life is ridiculous, and I don't think they should feel guilty or anything for that. She would have never stepped foot in here. I'm like, where the hell is the security, Allura? Hire somebody. She's always just popping up here looking insane. It's just like, yeah, we're gonna have that come work here. Are you stupid? I don't know.
Clearly. Clearly, somebody is over there. We finally have a conversation, Chase and Allura, and I wasn't gonna waste my time trying to clip a screenshot with Chase and Allura in the same frame because they don't like to do that. But it's over. Seriously, this time, Chase. Seriously, this time. And it's like, girl, how many times do we have to go back and forth? We know Chase ain't gonna keep his promises. We know Chase gonna stick his ding-a-ling every place he can, even cars. Now it's really over, Chase. I just can't do this with you anymore. You don't keep your word. It'll just never be more than what it was once upon a time. I'm so over it. We've gone back and forth. We've had this conversation at least 2 other times in the season thus far. Why do we keep having to see Allura and Chase in the same room? If Chase is going to be over there with Nurse Ratched, let him be over there with Nurse Ratched. And let's stop revisiting Allura, Buki. You like it over there. You said Allura won't let you put it in her buns. Tyra?
And I could put it in a bun. No, we're not putting it in the buns. I don't know. I wish I felt like Allura really cared. Even with Carr down there and holding the elevator and yeah, I had your man. It's just like, why do you keep bringing him up? Because I know you care. And it's like, but do you actually really care? This back and forth that they're sharing, like, well, if you can actually make an effort, get your life together, be apologetic, go and get some help for your sex addiction. And I was like, what? Who cares about the sex addiction? Didn't you? They're divorced now, right? Yeah, like what? Kim looked great here. I will say that she looks so good. I don't know what was happening this episode, but Kim looked really good. She looked great, like period. It's Kim, but this I was like, she looks good. But this back and forth, I don't know. I'm like, if we're gonna do this, let's really drive it home and have him seriously take up with Carr and then have a real relationship. And it's like, what the hell? Like you like we were never anything if you can just go and find everything that you needed in a woman in Carr. This was never going to work. But I don't believe their marriage. I don't believe their divorce. I don't believe their relationship in general. uh, Chase just pops up. He has these serious undertones, far few and in between. But outside of that, he's a sex addict or just childish. And I don't have any interest in his character. He's not a man that I'm like, oh, you know what? If he could really get himself together, he needs to get on back over there with Allura. I was hoping that we would have a moment of Allura dating or popping out or just a different type of love interest just to see how she interacts because Chase was never the man for you. I'm interested to know how the hell they ever even got together.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out anyway. Well, remember, she came to the game. He saw her at the game and she was already accomplished and she didn't want him for his money or for his stuff, you know. Hey, Dane, isn't that who's black, Dane? I want you to go back and think about it and come back, Dane. I want you to think about that and come back. Hey, Monique, 69 Ways. What's going on, sister? I hope you're having a great day. But let's get out of here and let's go over here. The quiet part out loud, Tyra, because I've been holding this in and I got to get it off my damn chest. I want to destroy them. And Bestie for the Restie is like, please don't. Please think of something else to do. Like, let's watch another movie. Let's get some popcorn. Let's, do what we do. And, how's it going with the Smex with young Chase? Like, let's go there. Let's keep it cute and keep it clean, Tyra. But what do you think about finally getting Carr's true intention? I think we had a moment where we were wavering, like, does Carr really have a heart? Is it just about acceptance? If they bring her on, will she be this regenerated, renewed woman who's going to be a team player? Or has this been about revenge the entire time? Here, it's been about revenge the entire time. Every step she took, Tyra. Every laugh she laughed, every word she spoke was all in an effort to get in here so she can still kill and destroy. Talk to me about the quiet parts out loud.
When was she ever quiet though? I think her motivations this season and her actions speak louder than words. Like I just I just wish if we were going to go this route that we had that first episode and they left her and she feels away, and up until that moment she's just been on her best behavior. And it's just like the person that they didn't see coming. It's just like, you know what? We need to right those wrongs and bring her on. And now the crazy pops out. She's been a Looney Tune since we've met her. She's given 5150 episode 1, and it's just been up every single notch, every single episode. She just never gave any sense of just, I really want to be here with pure intentions and work here. It's about the sisterhood. And yeah, you guys wronged me, which I don't think they did. This whole narrative of her being wronged and left and something was owed to her. And like, no, it wasn't. Nobody was obligated to take you, man. Nobody, I don't give a damn what was said. Nobody was obligated to take you anywhere. But this, we're gonna do the same thing we do every day, Pinky, take over the world. This is awful. This is awful, and this is insane. I just this strong agenda to hold this grudge for however many years. It's just a testament to how unhinged and unhealthy she is. But she wears it on her sleeve. That was just the only hiccup I had this season. If she didn't, and we would have like, I don't know, like the hand that rocks the cradle type of moments where it's like, yeah, okay, let me go to the bathroom real quick. Oh God! Like if we would have had some of that, I could have like have like a wolf in sheep's clothing. She's just been awful and really intentional with how much she hates them. So the fact that she would be an option and get here and it's like, well, yeah, I just really hope you find peace and not do that. It's like, yeah, no, I want them all die and all these Gucci Prada references, pop them tags. It's like, all right, girl, if it makes you okay, but we know that you can't have this built up for too much longer. She's either going to fall on her own sword or a lot of people are going to just fall out in her way.
Yeah.
Hey, Tamika.
Hey. Now, and like I said, I honestly feel like I've had moments, especially when she was dealing with Dena, where I felt like Carr could go other way. Like kind of how Dena was feeling before. Like maybe if I extend this, maybe if I do this, because she did have breakdown moments where she was like, oh gosh, and we see another one in the finale, but we'll get to that. So I was like, oh, maybe, hey, we don't know. But we do need that we know that she needs to be on that lady's couch. And very quickly into the 9th episode, damn it, not the finale. And she's on that lady's couch, Tyra. She's on that lady's couch, and I'm thinking, okay, yes, Carr, go get some help. But no, this is her Kill Bill plan. This is her list. And you're gonna help me do it. Damn it! I've paid you X amount of dollars for 100 years. I've been going here, and this is the only thing that's gonna bring me joy and satisfaction. Maybe we need to work on your meds, Carr. Do you? Maybe we need to call someone and get you put inpatient. And Carr is like, no, damn it. This is my list. It's utter chaos. I'm going to make this the biggest firm in LA, and then I'm going to make it explode from the inside out. Tyra, when you first saw Carr on this lady's couch, were you like, oh, Carr is getting help?
No. I don't believe Carr at all. Like I was like, oh, this is just something she does to make herself feel better. This isn't gonna, because she's just too far gone. She's just too far gone, and she's had this grudge for far too long, just for a brief session. It's just like something to do. It felt trendy, like, okay, now I'm gonna lay on this lady's couch and she's gonna tell me everything that's wrong with me, and I'm not gonna do anything to change it. I was surprised that she was as civil as she was with the therapist for as long as she was. Like she wants this is just for her to vent her diabolicalness, and you can't say anything because of client patient privilege, So yeah, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna crush him. So, is this grease? And I'm gonna roll him around, slaughter him. What is going on? This is terrible. I wanted when she was like, well, yeah, how about we get you some estrogen and give you like a lot of that, and that'll level you out. She's like, yeah, that. I'm not doing any of that. What do I pay you for? Get the hell out of here. I was like, maybe I couldn't be a therapist. The way I would report her and get her ass locked up real quick because you need some time to be sedated, ma'am. But I
Okay.
mean, this was a cute idea to do for her to be on this couch, and she always has to have them goddamn murder for hire gloves on. I'm like, she just waiting to commit crimes. She always got these damn rubber gloves on. It's a stylistic choice, but all of this black, she just resides in darkness for me. So I never saw like a bleak of hope for Carr, unfortunately.
I was gonna ask you that. I was like, does she have a malady with her hands? Every scene, she's got really long hand covering. If they're not gloves, they're like partial gloves, like the ones that go over your, like the goth girls used to wear that go over your fingers and stuff. And I was like wondering if there was something behind the scenes I didn't
I
know.
think it's like a restraint thing. Like if I just like it's a reminder, not the cuties hoes. I think it's that, and I think it's also some security for because she doesn't, of course, want to expose all of her scars and stuff that she has. But yeah, it's just a reminder not to murder Allura on a daily basis.
Okay. Sounds good to me. I'll go with that. Carr's first deception. So we know that Liberty and Carr have been at each other's throats, especially after Dena's whole debacle with her husband passing and all of those things. And so now she knows she's up for the job. So now I need to make inroads. Liberty's definitely going to vote against me. Liberty said over her dead body that she was not going to be at the firm anymore if Carr was ever brought on as a partner. And this is really what pissed me off because Liberty, there's no way in this one little bootleg conversation that she won you over so much that you said, yeah, I would love her as a partner. Basically, she kind of whispers into Liberty's ear, these don't look like you. These designs for the bridesmaids' dresses look like them. You're English aristocracy. Like you should, go. I can see the full high neck bright, the garden tea and crumpets and all of those things. They're just jealous of you. That's all it is. They don't understand you like I understand you. It was really just kind of some of the most basic, lame, just, stupid stuff that any intelligent person could read from a mile away, but probably echoed some of the sentiments that Liberty had been feeling already. We heard her insecurity last week or whatever. And so now it's, yes, you're right. You're right, Carr. I'm going to do it how I want to do it. This is my wedding. So ladies, come in, have tea, and I have your bridesmaids' dresses for you. They come out in not even English aristocracy. These are like what you wore at the farmhouse, honey, in Jane Austen novels. These were not the ones that you wore in polite society if you lived in the city or anywhere. These are god awful Little House on the Prairie dresses, Tyra. What was she thinking? And did she think that the ladies were going to react? These fashionistas that we've seen all season, dripped, laced in, like you said, Prada, Gucci, Fendi, Chanel, all of the things, Hermes, all of the things. We're going to go for this. Talk to me about it, Tyra.
It's not even like Liberty resides in a space of old school, maybe a little dowdy dressed down, and I'm not the one who goes for the labels. You do that as well. Like I try so hard to believe them as real attorneys, but they're so easily swayed. All of them. All of them. It took one thing. You had already stood firm. I'm not voting for you. I'm not changing my vote. Don't try to come in here with your little. It didn't take. It took a Princess Diana plate. That's all it took. Like, oh, where'd you find this? And this was awful. These dresses were so ugly. I don't care what stylistic choice or old school, traditional, whatever she was going for. Like it's part of my culture and my background. And I have this whole idea and this theme. No, no. And the fact that Carr of all people, this person that you're just supposed to have pure hatred for, because it's up to you and her whether or not I'm here at all as a lawyer in any capacity. I'll leave if you bring her on, but I'm going to let her come in here and spread that. I hate that word in this show. They let respect here go a long way. Every 5 minutes, somebody respects somebody. I respect you. Here comes the emerald. I respect you. Single mothers, titties, titties, titties. I respect you. Allura, I actually respect you. Shut up. I'm sick of the respect word being thrown around because as soon as someone says that, everything's just out. I wish that they had left like just some breadcrumbs or seeds throughout the season of Liberty really being in a way with the other ladies or feeling like an outsider or just something. They didn't speak on that until the previous episode last week. It was like, oh, Carr, don't go off. You know how you get when you're feeling like Dena's not. No, you're still in the fold. If they had left breadcrumbs, this would make sense. It just doesn't, and once again, it just makes the ladies just look incredibly slow. But Liberty is just the most sensitive one of them all of a sudden, and we just didn't know that until right now.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Liberty's heartbreak, because while we were wearing our old maiden shoes, uh they were digging and found the tea on Luke, honey. Look, June's husband, and find out that he is broker than broker than broke than broke than broke. He has leveraged every asset he has and got a loan from a loan shark to fund his new business. Which, they say, but that's why he wanted a prenup, so that she wouldn't be responsible. But still, he hadn't provided that information. And so, of course, I'll do it. I'll tell her, because they're supposed to be sisters from different misters, right? And so he gets in here. That's why I wanted the prenup. Look, I found these ugly flowers on the roadside and they reminded me of you. I know they're not your favorite flowers, but these reminded me of you. This battered, broken $2 bouquet off the side of the road. I said, Luke is going to Luke everywhere he goes. And I hate that for him. Og, or whatever his name is in real life. I really hate he keeps choosing these roles to play. But alas, we're over here and I can't marry you. I was willing to give everything for you. I was going to sign your little prenup. It's the fact that you lied to me. You lied to me about everything, black man. So now I have to leave you here and I'm going to rest in this heartbreak. Tyra, talk to me about By Luke and June's husband out here just being a menace to society. Because why didn't you tell her he was broke?
Girl, at this point and where Liberty is in her mind and how immature and childlike she is with her emotions, I was like, just forgive him. Y'all don't have to get married. Just wait on that. Let's see if the business pans out and if he can get his little coins up. And then maybe after that, y'all can get married. He should have definitely have been, honest about his transactions or lack thereof. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Luke. I'm not mad at June's baby daddy. Once again, I'm mad at Liberty. You are a divorced lawyer. You did no background checks. You didn't care to look into anything. It took your friends to say something and bring this to you. You didn't do any checks. You didn't look into his finances. You didn't even want to sign a prenup. Like, if he wanted to play you, he could have played you. So there is some positive intention here that he went out of his way to make it, like it's not about the money and I'm not in this for that. I would never want to jeopardize your funds. So I'm going to make sure you sign it. I was like, it'll come together later. Just just put the wedding on hold, see what happens with that business. And I think this is the best she gonna get.
Don't do her like that, Tyra. So he wasn't bad in Handmaid's Tale. He was just a weak, no count man to me. He wasn't no husband I would want. He wasn't no daddy I would want. He just went about that action. Luke was a punk. He just sat in the house and people get mad. They got so mad when I called him. But I mean, you want a Nick in your life. To me, Luke wasn't him. Yeah. But no, you're right. As divorce attorneys, as an attorney, period, you're going to make sure that you're not getting linked up to anything. My issue was, it wasn't the prenup, because good on you. The issue is the lies. Because if I'm going to spend my life with you, that's important information that, listen, I'm leveraged up to the hilt. This could go either way. I own some dangerous people money. They might come around like John Wick to the house. Like, what are we doing?
Okay, but that's what you do. Like, you go off and get that together. Now, once that's all dealt with, Mama might let you come back. Don't just break it off, girl. Ain't nobody coming up. Ain't nobody coming over there for anything like that.
I don't think so. I've seen him in other roles. He's not bad. He's English. Like he works. It's just most of the roles that he chooses don't really work.
He's English for real?
Yes.
God, I swear I thought he was putting on the accent anytime. I was like, Luke, please get that little English accent out of here. Something about it felt inauthentic. The more you know.
He's English, yeah. So now, finally, we have the conversation because the vote is in, and it was 2-2, and we knew we needed a quorum or whatever it is. We needed 3 of the 4 votes in order or it needed to be unanimous or 3 of the 4 votes, one of the two, in order to set in a new partner. Dena's already been made partner. We talked about that a little bit earlier. And so, Carr is here like, I know you voted for me, Dena. Dena said, hell no, I didn't. I see what you've been doing, ho. At first I really thought that, if we just brought you in, if we just welcomed you and embraced you, and that I hurt you all those years ago. I really just thought it was that. But now I know you're just a lecherous whore. Like, I know that about you now. And I don't want you to be confused about a damn thing. I voted against you, and it was never love. I pity you. It was pity. I never want you to get that confused. It was never love, baby. It was pity. I pity the fool, is what Dena said. And Carr gets beside herself, throws a drink, and Dena says, okay, that's the last thing you'll do to me, walks out. And then we hear the scream, and then we pull it together and say, all right, bet. I got my Kill Bill book. Your name is first on the list, ho, because you never should have played with me like that. Tyra, should she have said that? Should she have been so cruel in the delivery in this moment? Would it have changed the outcome that we're going to see in these next couple of slides? Talk to me about it. I live for this scene. This is probably my favorite scene in the episode, honestly.
I was gonna say that. I was like, finally, I was like, who wrote this scene? Who wrote this scene? Every single piece of dialogue from the both of them in this scene was executed so well. The whole double meaning with the food and the chef and the delivery from like, okay, let Glenn act. These are vets. Let them go off. This was really good. I was like, y'all played in our face for a whole season for what? It was clearly material there. You just picked and choose when you wanted to place it somewhere. This was good because at this point we weren't too sure who was going to vote how. I think we knew like, okay, Allura ass, she ain't. We're not doing this. I'm just trying to be respectful of Dena under these wishes, but I would never have you here taunting me every 5 minutes of my life. Liberty was so easily swayed. So it was like, was it or was I didn't? I was like, Dena, you were the one so vocal about having her here. I did not mind this because I knew she was gonna say pity. I was like, pity, girl, say it, girl. It was pity. It's just like pity. I was like, oh, this is so good because that's what it was. It was like you're an old fool too that you never ever, thought that you were here and just between us girls, she walked in on her dad and he took his life and she found the body and it was just all these things. It was always pity, but you painted it as something else and felt like you owed her something. You never owed her a damn thing. If you stopped trying to be in charge of the girls, madam, you could have been off just living your goddamn life. But I didn't mind her saying this here because Carr needed to be handled and told the truth. But tell the girls first. Make sure we're all on the same level playing field so we're all moving. There is no reason Carr should still be unscathed, stepping foot into this building every single time she feels like it. Any type of way, disrespecting. Them people be shaking in their boots at their desk anytime she was like, oh my God, it's Carr. Like, why do you have her here being a damn tyrant? She shouldn't even be allowed on the premises. So I was disappointed that we didn't share it and she just wanted to keep this here. I think she underestimated Carr and just how far her hatred ran. I say, you don't throw no drink in Glenn's face. I say, girl, you don't throw no drink in Glenn's face. This was great and she handled it. It felt very Fatal Attraction. I was like, girl, come on, Dena, come on. She was like, no, I'm gonna go change, and yeah, you can see yourself out of here. I was like, no, you show that whore the door now. And then Sarah, when Sarah's not out here doing the most and she's just acting, she's like, ah! You know what? I know what I'm gonna do now. Just like and scene. I brought it back together. This was a really good moment in the show, and I hate that we couldn't have more of these.
Absolutely. The best moment in the season for me, acting wise, scene wise, chemistry wise, all the things. This just absolutely worked. It absolutely worked. Now, easing on over here, because this gaggle of dingbats really pissed me off. Dena, you just made partner. Y'all saw she kept that body in there for 40 days and 40 nights, and none of y'all said a damn thing. Y'all didn't whisper a word, said, we still want you to be partner, Dena, because we need you here. You're the mother of us all, okay? And it took Carr 2 minutes, literally, to persuade all of you that she had early onset Alzheimer's, dementia, that she needed to be in a home. And I'm sitting there looking like Dena is, because Dena's looking at you hoes like, y'all believe this? Like, so she lays out her case, right? She says, you know what? We know what happened with the husband. She was in there talking to herself. She says he talks back to her. Not only that, but she spazzed and she put hands on the Esmeralda, as Carr kept calling that. Why are you calling that lady Esmeralda? Stop. And Dena's correcting her the whole time. Well, she did get me, and the housekeeper got damn bruises all over her neck the night she spazzed, as Dena choked her out. Not only that, but I saw the medication, Miss Dena. Miss Dena, you are taking it. You are taking it daily, the Gallatin or whatever it is for the dementia. And then not only that, and says, yeah, well, the maid, what would she have to lie about? She's getting 80, 90% of your will of all of your assets. Dena said, what? The lady said, what? Yeah, it's right here. I've got the will. I've got the will. And so all of the girls are like, is there anything you want to tell us, Dena? Like, are you sure? Because we want to make sure that we've got your back. And Dena's like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't do that will. Like, is this your handwriting? Yes, that's my handwriting, but I didn't sign that. I know what you're doing, Carr. I know what you're doing. You're never going to get away with it. Maid says, listen, I didn't know. I didn't know you were leaving me 90%. I'm so get out. Get out, maid. Get out, Esmeralda. As soon as Esmeralda's leaving, Detective Morrow is coming up with the officers in uniform, and they meet her at the door and come in. Dena, you are arrested. You're being arrested, or you're being charged with the murder of Walton and all the things. And everybody is gagged at this moment. But for me, it was the betrayal. It was the betrayal of these ladies that I've mentored for all of these years. Not once did they have a conversation with me. They're really taking the word of Carr. Not once did they put Carr out and say, we want to talk to you alone. We want to talk to you separately. We want to talk to you one-on-one. It was very much like, yeah, we have the people outside waiting, Dena. They're going to take you to a safe place, and you might have to stay there a couple days until we get this sorted out. I really felt the betrayal in this scene on the part of all the ladies towards Dena. Dena has really been going through a lot, and I don't think she deserves any of this. Tyra, talk to me about Carr's performance. Would you have believed it? I mean, you've known Dena for 20 years. She put you on, Would you believe that so instantly?
Hell no, it's just these losers. These losers. I was like, oh, this is where you go into your villain. I'm gonna make a coat out of those puppies, Cruella de Vil. I need you to come back diabolical on all these young hoes who played in your face when you gave them their shot, gave them their purpose. Like, this is all it took, this fool. I didn't care how much proof she had. You owe me the benefit of the doubt. Like, the way we instantly jumped, like the ageism jumped out. All of a sudden, I'm old as hell and I don't know my own mind. But last week, I was just sane enough to earn a spot in Dictate the Girls. Put my name on the front of the building. We need you here. What? I wouldn't spit on these hoes if they were on fire. This pissed me off. This pissed me off. Oh, Esperanza, Esmeralda over there. I was like, we don't know exactly what could have taken place there. And who's to say that Dena hasn't been in a way to where she has been lashing out, or maybe she did. We just really don't know. But to just completely strip her of sanity at this moment and not ask any questions, even if it had just came from Esmeralda, somebody who's, the fact that it came from Carr should have been the first red flag. Her mentor, her everything. Oh, I just know everything about Dena. I'm sure she knows Dena down to her wardrobe and her handwriting, and she could fake a note. Like, that's nothing. I'm sure she had that done herself. I'm sure that she manipulated Esperanza in some type of way. And like she said, oh, did you threaten to deport her family and this? I'm like, I need you to speak up. Dena, if you don't, girl, do something. I was like, advocate for yourself, Dena. I was like, maybe she's just in shock here. Like, are you serious? Like, I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. I know. And then she didn't make it no better. Yes, I was up there with Doug's. Yes, he talks to me from time, but not like that, like this. Like, no, we don't. No, baby, don't say that right now. But the way that Carr used this as an avenue to get at Dena, when I told you she's been the main one advocating and throwing her darts at somebody about their age. Like, their age, and I'm still young, and my eggs are cooking, and my coochie is hot, old host, all season, all freaking season, and we go here and we allow something like age to play. This would have been so good if there were common threads of this the whole season. They should have took this episode, the episode that was just focused on Nishi and the whole thing. We didn't need them side cases. It just should have been the ladies. We didn't need them damn cases. We didn't need Jessica Simpson and her swollen lips giving top. We didn't need those moments. This should have been the show, and it was the moment. I enjoyed this. I wanted a little bit more, but then it was like, well, what all could I have given in this moment anyway? I turned around and the federales was behind. The cops were here. The cops were here saying that I killed this man? Me? And they didn't, none of them even blinked. They were like, oh my God. Like, these are your daughters. These are the sons you raised, ma'am. I need you to do better, Dena. What did you pour into them? Because they're all easily manipulated. The best thing that you ever did was maybe Carr, but she's a psycho. So I don't know. I don't know how we needed more flashbacks. We needed moments in the past more than we got in that first episode for this to really be driven home. But if I was Dena and these hoes let me go down like this and didn't think twice, burn all it down to the ground.
And she threw wine in my face. Dena threw the wine in my face.
You threw the wine? Did you throw the wine? Was that before or after you threw the wine in her face, Dena? Were you talking to Doug? Did you see him? Was he a ghost speaking to you from the beyond? Do you need medication now? Do you need us to place you in a hospice care? Do you need what? Kim, shut your ass up, Allura. Everybody's just slow. Everybody's just extra slow here.
I enjoyed the attack on her age. I think it was appropriate. I think she's going to play on each of these ladies' weaknesses. I'm really curious about how the rest of her Kill Bill list is going to work because again, she has talked about age the entire time and being elderly and haggard and dried up and decrepit. And now you're focusing on this lady's mental health because of her age. This wouldn't have been a viable option had Dena been younger. I just think it's so sad how quickly they were willing to turn on her. Like literally in a blink of an eye. You just saw she just flew y'all out. Like you interact with this woman every single day and you're saying you feel like she all of a sudden has this diminished mental capacity. It's strictly based on her age. And I hate that, but I think that that's probably I really hope that if we're going to get more of this, they said at least a couple more seasons, right? They're definitely going to play, I think, on each of their, faults or whatever. So I'm really interested to see how Carr is going to play this out because she's got a plan and she's got a strategy. And clearly she's smarter than everyone else that's in the building. But Tyra, since there is another episode on the 23rd, apparently, any predictions, anything else you want to say about these people in the show?
We can't leave off with Dena rotting in jail. We can't do that. I really want to know what happened to old boy and if Emerald or her sons had anything to do with it. If Carr had a hand in it. I just want Dena to come back swinging, like because she had, her life, her love, her liberty, her Doug, and now that's gone. And it's kind of like she was ready to retire and reside in the space of, hey, I'm hanging up my gloves. I'm not that woman anymore. Just you girls got it. I'm passing the torch. And then I just feel like she needs to come back. Y'all want to see her go down the slide. Okay, I want her to come back with a vengeance and really show them her worth because they are playing with her age here, especially with Carr because Carr is so broken. It doesn't take much. That outcry that she gave after she threw that drink in Dena's face and it really didn't affect her. It doesn't take much to really get at her, and she knows those pressure points. I just I need the ladies to really make me believe that they're capable lawyers before the show goes off. I need something to happen. They all seem so dumb. We have this situation with Liberty and the wedding that also had a hand as far as Carr and the ugly dresses, but the fact that she even could says a lot about her character. She's chipping away at Allura, even though she doesn't care and chases dad, and you can have him. I don't do sloppy seconds. I don't care. You do care. You care because every time that man come in there, you're entertaining him. there's that, but she hasn't really, I guess, played her cards with Emerald. And I'm like, if you played your cards with this black lady, that's gonna piss me off. And we went that low and we put this man on her in any way, and you had anything to do with that, that's gonna piss me off. I I I mean, they let Tiana come back to the firm. Um, that was also another thing where I was looking at Allura sideways because you would never play in my face or play with my husband or on my time again. But she's waddling her ass in purple around the office. And it's like, well, we can't like blame a sheep for being led to the slaughter. So we're gonna take her in. Mother's gonna take her under her wing. Yeah, you can come on back down, Imani. Milan, you can come back and work here. She wouldn't be nowhere near here. I appreciated Carr reading her for Phil. Carr is slightly the sensible one here, which is scary.
It's ridiculous. Milan is back. Everybody wants to be Allura. I wanted to be Allura. You want to be Allura. But Carr, I like you as you. The world needs a Carr. I'm done. I have nothing. I have no predictions. I don't care. I really was hoping that this was the finale. I really, in my mind, believed it was. But December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. Uh, Apparently that'll be the finale. But you guys drop it in the comments. Let us know what you thought of the episode. What are your predictions for the next episode? Tyra, anything else you want to let people know before we get out of here?
Nothing. Be sure to join us tomorrow for the latest episodes of Grits. And yeah, we appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Have the most amazing night, and we will see y'all tomorrow.